ATRI My Dear Moments is a beautiful, emotional story about taking back the future. Where in a world sunk by the sea, a young boy who's lost everything meets the robot girl at the bottom of the ocean. ATRI is one of my favorite visual novel stories of all time and a great beginning start for anyone getting into visual novels. It'll show you the characters happily enjoying life, making wonderful memories despite living in a ruined world. You'll see the questions Natsuki and ATRI will have to confront, the harsh truths they will have to face, and the tragic fate that awaits him. After losing his mother and leg in an accident, Natsuki returns to his hometown with only a rusty ship and submarine to his name. Hoping to pay off his deceased grandmother's debt, he ends up discovering a strange girl sleeping at the bottom of the ocean, a humanoid robot named ATRI. She looks and talks very much like a human being, despite being a robot. And while she does not remember the final order that was given to her, ATRI declares that she will stay with Natsuki as his leg until that order is fulfilled. Of course, she doesn't mean literally, but rather clinging on to him as his emotional support robot, because he desperately needs it. After experiencing his traumatic losses, dropping out of a prestigious academy meant to save the world, and suffering from sleepless nights, we are left with an empty shell of a man. So who better to pair up our depressed boy genius than the innocent, playful, self-proclaimed killer robot ATRI? This robot girl may be mysterious at first glance, being a high-tech relic from the past, but this machine's got quite a few strange quirks to her. ATRI's got this prideful, show-offish attitude, almost coming across like a childish brat at times. The robot can't even do basic household chores, in addition to not being able to access her past memories. But there's no denying ATRI's calming, reassuring attentiveness at Natsuki's darkest moments. She wasn't lying. ATRI is the supporting leg for Natsuki. She encourages him to many of the characters in the story, allowing him to heal and open himself up to other people. It's a nice, heartwarming development to see a man suffering from his painful past to eventually change to someone who can smile and blush again. And ATRI's just one part of his change. We can't forget about the supporting cast. Minamo's there as a dependable childhood friend. Ririka's curiosity reignites the engineer builder inside of him, and Ryuji's out here being the best goddamn bro anyone could have asked for. You'll get to see some fun moments between all of the cast, including watching Natsuki and ATRI banter back and forth. But these scenes aren't just slice-of-life material. It's always motivated by, or is the direct result of, a goal the characters want to accomplish or have achieved. And by doing so, these children unexpectedly made a difference in their world, a ruined world where human civilization is on the brink of collapse. For a world sunk by the sea, it sure looks beautiful. The faded, discolored visual style helps add to the rugged, rustic environment. Some scene set pieces themselves capture a lot about how badly the sea rise has affected humanity, while also being a reflection of their current state of affairs. Really, it's all thanks to the collaboration team of Frontwing and Makura, in which their staff are created with making popular visual novels like The Fruit of Grisaya and Wonderful Everyday / Subara Shiki Hibi. ATRI isn't an action drama tale or a psychological horror roller coaster like the two I mentioned, but it's impressive how this stacked production team can craft such an atmospheric world and feel in such a short 10-hour time span. Key staff shoutouts in particular goes to Fuminori Masumoto for handling the impactful music and Tsukaji for the art direction. However, it's not just a visual presentation. The writing itself, through the perspective of Natsuki, offers glimpses of the past. You'll hear about the technological advances that society has made, and then how everything changed thanks to the rapid sea rise. From how civilization moved inward, to the fall of the company that developed ATRI, to even the creation of the Academy, a prestigious school dedicated to raising gifted children to save humanity. This also includes the implication that those unwilling to move are left to figure things out for themselves, salvaging resources to live day to day, if only to delay the inevitable. It's not grim, but rather bleak. ATRI's setting becomes this visual representation of people's mindset, which nicely mirrors Natsuki's mental state at the beginning of the story. His pessimistic attitude was the result of his experiences and core belief. If the world can't be saved, neither can I. If I can't save the world, then how can I be saved? But as these kids come to find out, they can make a difference. For even just the appearance of a mere light in the darkest of night can serve as a beacon of hope for the future. It's an inspiring event that accumulates passion and motivation as the story continues. All thanks to the robot girl who started it all, no matter how strange and unusual she actually is. Sure, Atri comes across as one cute, playful robot, but Natsuki provides more insight on how unique she really is, even for her own kind. She plays up the laws of robotics and robot discrimination cards as all too frequent jokes, but that's only a small hint of her behavioral quirks. With Atri losing her old memories, there's a lot left unknown to both Natsuki and the reader. The discussion of robotics and artificial intelligence ties into the visual novel's main core question and provides plenty of emotional draw and mystery. Really, does Atri's behaviors matter that much? Despite her odd mannerisms, she's still Natsuki's emotional support robot. She embraces Natsuki with that soothing side to her, and those heartfelt conversations will always remain the most meaningful to him. It's in those pleasant experiences that make Natsuki want to cherish them for as long as he can, because that foreboding urgency remains present all throughout the story as a constant reminder. And then Atri delivers such a gut-wrenching blow that fundamentally changes everything. It sure sucker punched me. I'm still feeling that emotional scar. I know some people are going to find this story predictable, given the premise and the vibe of the visual novel. This is, after all, an emotional drama involving a young boy and a robot girl. We already have similar proven works like Plastic Memories, Planetarium, and Still of the End, all of which are exceptionally moving and highly recommended. But what's important is how the story takes you through that experience. Here, Atri's purpose is to propose an important question and deliver its answer with character-driven evidence. Both Natsuki and Atri struggle with dealing with complex feelings, confused when it comes to expressing their emotions, stuck when it comes to identifying their purpose in life, skeptical when it comes to their own idea of happiness. The visual novel also drives the point further when comparing the differences between humans and robots. Natsuki's logical-minded, and Atri's a humanoid. The two aren't exactly the most well-off in terms of emotional intelligence. So, in classic romance anime fashion, the only way they can learn from their past and find purpose is by facing it together, with the support of others and each other. The last third of the visual novel is my favorite portion, because once all misunderstandings are all cleared up and the full truth of the situation is revealed, you are left with moving scenes that show both Natsuki and Atri expressing their emotions to the fullest extent, even being resolved to do what's absolutely necessary. ATRI My Dear Moments is an emotional, inspiring visual novel I would highly recommend. 5 out of 5 with a seal recommendation. I would also like to thank everyone on Patreon for supporting me and covering visual novels. You guys are fantastic, and if you would like to be a part of that effort, please consider subscribing. Now, if you're interested in another emotionally moving visual novel, you might want to check out this video over here, or this one for a general recommendation. You should click on it, or face the wrath of Atri, the little killer robot.
Look at the